Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and today's book of the week is the Backyard Homestead. Produce all the food you need in just a quarter acre. Eat from the garden year-round with fresh veggies and homemade preserves. Make omelets from eggs laid by your own chickens. Pick fruits and berries from your own back door. Edited by Carleen Madigan. I hope I said that right. This is actually one of my favorite books. It is well written. There is a crap ton of information in it, and I would recommend take a look. So, sorry for the lighting, I don't have much choice in this. Made by Story Publishing, which also makes some other books I've shown in the past, like the Curious Compendium. They do a lot of these kind of books. This is actually, let's see if I can zoom in here for you. This is back from 2009, but the book is still very, very good. So right in the front there's a little message. If I was to change this life I lead, I'd be Johnny Tomato Seed, because I know what the country needs: homegrown tomatoes in every yard you see, by Guy Clark. So there's all sorts of cool things in here. Let me try to zoom out. They got backyard fruits and nuts, poultry and eggs, meat, dairy, homegrown grains, easy fragrant herbs, the home vegetable garden. So it's a little bit of a table of the contents. How to start your own backyard homestead. And this is pretty much the guide that you see online just about everywhere for a basic idea of a quarter acre homestead. Well, this in this case is a 1/10 of an acre. So my apologies, I misspoke. They talk about vegetables, fruits, veggies, herbs, grains, poultry, meat, dairy, and wild foods. And there's more. Yeah, here it is: quarter acre, half acre, and lots more. It's actually a really good read. It's got a good amount of diagrams in here as well. Things you could do to start off. Start off simple and small. Start composting, mulch. Start off garden often. There's all sorts of stuff in here. There's a. Let's see if I get this in here. This is a garden planting chart. So you got your vegetable, your seed for plants on a 50-foot row. Distance between the rows is recommended. Amount per person, or 20 or 30 feet of row in this case. Spacing between plants. Getting started with raised garden beds, which is actually what I have. I have a bunch of raised garden beds in the backyard. They talk about succession planting, having a small garden throughout the season, so this way you can get food all year round. Early summer, late summer. Things like onions and broccoli and stuff do well in cold weather. You can do that, over the winter. Cool and warm season vegetables, extended season. Basic one first day of frost, approximate average. Different ways to get your seeds to germinate. And this is just the whole gardening section in the beginning. Here's some basic, I won't say basic, but there's a good amount of information for all the major kinds of vegetables, at least here in North America, like cucumbers, collards, corn, horseradish, eggplants, mustard, lettuce, leeks, kale, all that good stuff. How to store the harvest. How to can. Canning is really important, especially if you want to hold your food over for a long period of time. So, I tell you how to can. You don't need a rack like that for boiling water bath canning, but it helps. So, there's all sorts of options on that. How to can tomatoes, checklist of precautions, growing strawberries. I'm trying to get this to show up on the screen here, but for you to be able to see it, it's got to be zoomed in. Grapes. An overview of luscious landscape plants. And there's a whole bunch of them in here. Drying of fruits, how to make wine, cider making, vinegars, stuff with nuts. The one I have in here, 32 essential herbs, freezing oils and butters. There's a huge amount of information in here. And this is one of my go-to guides. So I do recommend taking a look. I've seen them at the local library. So there's a lot you can do there. If you're only looking for certain things, like in this case, cooking with herbs. Anise, if it's an annual. Parts you can harvest are stems, leaves, and seeds. It's sweet. And you know what you can use in like pastries and cookies. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. I shouldn't say stuff, but it's more than I can explain. How to dry corn, freezing corn, cooking with cornmeal, cornbread, Johnny cakes. So there's a whole bunch of baking in here. Brewing, if you want to get into beer brewing. Fermentation. There's a big chapter in here on poultry and eggs for meat. And had some basic diagrams for chicken coop. So you can always come up with your own solution on that. Turkeys. Keeping ducks and geese. So there's meat and dairy. So parts of a cow, different parts of goats, how to milk them. Sheep and meat, sheep for meat and milk. Parts of the sheep, parts of the cows. Choosing what part of, raising pigs. Processing, preserving meat. Sausage, smokehouse smokers, making cheese, food from the wild. So this is mostly about bees, foraging, and then there's a whole 20 or so pages on resources. So this is actually a really good book. It's way too much in here for me to go through for just a 10-minute video or so. So I do recommend this. This is the Backyard Homestead by Carleen Madigan. Actually, I believe it's by a whole bunch of authors, but she's the one that edited it. You can see her back there. So price on this back then was $18.95. I think I got this from Costco way back in the day. So the price has probably changed. It's either Costco or Tractor Supply is where I got the book from. I've had it for years. So I would take a look. I'm going to put a link in the description for Amazon. Price may have changed by then, so don't shoot the messenger. But things have gone up a lot in the past 3 or 4 years. But it's a great book. So it's a great reference book. And I do recommend, if you're interested in any kind of backyard homesteading or even just regular homesteading or living off your land, it's a good book to read. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will answer them. If there's anything here you like, please, of course, like and subscribe. And I also have a poll on the community page right now. It's a community poll about what more you'd like to see. I'm still doing books every Thursday. Except last Thursday because I was on vacation. But there'll be more coming. There's actually going to be quite a few homestead books coming up, and gardening because it's the season, and maybe I'll show you some of my own garden. It's nothing special, but it's nice. It's nice to have peppers and tomatoes and green beans and onions and all that good stuff. So thank you for watching and have a glorious day.